Grove Street at Caesars, New Orleans. And we are finally here, the Football Friday that precedes the biggest game of the year. This young man skipped school today to come out and see us.
I'd like to see more energy out of purple shirt. No
Olivia made those nice little umbrellas for us. Orlovsky has been on every SportsCenter known to mankind already. Shefty is salty. Neek is ready to go. Jeff's going to be in Australia later today.
Let's go.
We are jam-packed. We got great basketball to get to last night. We got to get to all the awards, but let's begin with a moment here on Super Sunday. I'm looking for statements. Dominique, you go first. What statement are you looking to see?
Let's cut the nonsense. We're here for Patrick damn Mahomes.
Here we go.
It is the Patrick Mahomes era of football, and it will be maybe more solidified on Sunday. That's what we all care about. That's the storyline we care about. Can Mahomes do it again? He does it every time and take them to their third consecutive Super Bowl championship.
Doing something no one ever has done in the Super Bowl era. Jeff, what is your Super Bowl statement?
Eagles, don't make the fatal flaw. Do not commit the mistake. When you look at these Chiefs wins throughout this season and in the past, the team always seems to make a mistake that the Chiefs capitalize on and punish you. We can liken this back 3 years with a fumble that went back for a touchdown that still haunts us today. Don't commit the mistake.
Sounds like a little biased, but
Shefty's got a similar idea for his Super Bowl statement.
Randy, this is all about mistakes. We saw the last time these two teams played. The Chiefs forced the fumble that changed the game. Nick Bolton returning it for a touchdown. It always comes down to mistakes in these games, and there's not a team in the league that's forced more fumbles this season than the Eagles, 29, the most by any team entering the Super Bowl since the 2006 Bears.
Yeah, they live to punch that ball out. We see it all the time. All right, Orlovsky, give me one more Super Bowl statement.
Kelsey, need a vintage one for the Chiefs to win. We talked about legacies for a lot of people in this organization. This guy is very much so attached to a similar one that Patrick Mahomes is on. Is he the greatest tight end of all time? They cannot win this Super Bowl and get this repeat unless Travis Kelsey gives us a traditional vintage Kelsey playoff performance and finds a way to be the number one target for Mahomes, and they win.
I've been saying for 2 weeks he is a sneaky good MVP pick in this game.
I don't hate it, Greeny. I do not hate it at all.
We will see. We'll have much more on the Super Bowl. But speaking of MVPs, last night here in New Orleans, we had the NFL honors ceremony, and the Buffalo Bills' Josh Allen, in a surprise, became the first player in 21 seasons to win the MVP award without being selected first team All-Pro. That's what I mean by surprise. Lamar Jackson finished second last night. He actually went home empty-handed because Saquon Barkley was named the Offensive Player of the Year. But again, Lamar Jackson was first team All-Pro, Josh Allen second. But then last night, Allen gets 27 first-place votes and Lamar Jackson gets 23. That difference is the smallest since 2003 when Peyton Manning and Steve McNair were co-MVPs. So again, Allen, the third player to win the award in a season in which he was not first-team All-Pro. The others, John Elway and the co-MVP, Steve McNair. So again, that's what I meant when I said this is wrong even if it was right. I would have voted for Josh Allen. I've been saying that for a long time. Let's put that aside for a moment here. I don't understand how the same people can cast a vote for Lamar Jackson as first-team All-Pro and Josh second, and then vote Josh Allen the MVP.
There were 50 voters for All-Pro. 30 of them voted for Lamar Jackson, 18 for Josh Allen. When they voted for the MVP award, some of those guys awarded the Offensive Player of the Year to Lamar, and they flipped 9 votes to Josh Allen. And that was the difference in him overtaking Lamar Jackson for the MVP, despite the fact that he was not selected first-team All-Pro, and Lamar Jackson was the first-team All-Pro quarterback. So Lamar is first-team All-Pro. Josh Allen wins MVP. And, oh, by the way, for winning the MVP, Josh Allen collects a $1.5 million bonus. So he just financed his own wedding.
That's right.
MVP.
That's right. So Haley was the happiest one of the place last night. I was looking at the look on your face, Dan, as you were hearing this.
Because first team All-Pro and MVP are different awards.
They're different awards, but they're voted by the same people. So what I'm asking you is, you can see a difference between saying, well, this guy was the first team All-Pro, which would suggest he was the best quarterback in the league. I voted
for Lamar first team All-Pro.
And you voted for Josh MVP?
Yeah.
Okay, so then explain it to me. How did you differentiate those things?
The value that the player brought to their football team. The Bills were the number 2 seed. Josh had a 40 touchdown, 8 turnover, 14 sack season. The Bills didn't have an elite defense. The Bills had a very good run game, not a great run game. They didn't have elite perimeter players in any regard. The way that Josh played this season and the different style that he played brought tremendous value to their football team. Lamar's season was absolutely sensational. He was probably the best player in football this year, or Jamar Chase, or Saquon Barkley. But value and how much you impact your team, who you do it with and who you do it against, that's where I thought Josh Allen had the upper hand.
Interesting. We disagree on this side of the table.
Did he say most valuable player for his team? Is this MVP of the league or of the Bills?
Gosh. So, I mean, I think I'm glad that we have Dan here to defend him and the people who did this, but it does feel like you're trying to split the baby. Like, you don't got the heart to say what you actually want to say. I think both of them had MVP caliber seasons, but it feels like you are trying to find some little semantics trapdoors. So you can give this to him and that to them because you don't actually want to say what you really want to say.
Which is what?
Lamar Jackson had the best season this year. And maybe you could argue
but that's not the award, Don.
See, this is the semantics foolishness that we do. This is what you do. You say value. And the cool thing about value, it gives us on these shows a way to argue because you can twist it and turn it any way you want. Normally, MVP means who's the best damn dude in the league.
Yeah.
And it, to me, obviously, Josh Allen had an MVP caliber season. But the best damn dude in the league this year was the guy who was first-team All-Pro. He's the quarterback. And then the people who are giving Lamar Jackson Offensive Player of the Year votes, I would be offended. I'm a damn quarterback. I'm not an offensive player. How dare you consider me a player?
No, I'm 100% with Neek right here. I think when you're talking about the league, and Dan just said it, he's like, maybe Lamar was the best player in the NFL. Yeah, that's
or
what
Saquon. Or Jamar Chase.
Listen, you could always Saquon, but we're never going to give it to anybody but a quarterback. But when we go from that perspective, Lamar, but I think this was a get right. I think last year, like I said last year, I didn't think Lamar got it last year. I think it should have been flipped. Allen should have got it but I think ultimately this is a narrative award, and there's stories to it. There's all kinds of things. Because to your point, you're like, well, he did more with less, right? It's all these different things. If you look at Lamar Jackson's year this year, it is insane. He was the best player in our game this year.
But Jeff,
that's not taken away from Josh Allen.
No,
it's just reality.
And Josh winning MVP is not taken away from Lamar Jackson. But the statement of what did you do with what you have has to be a part of the conversation. I mean, we've had a conversation for 2 weeks now about Jalen Hurts. And how come people say Jalen Hurts isn't elite or whatnot? And a lot of people point to, well, it's the best offensive line of football. He's got the best tailback in football. He's got a top 3 wide receiver duo. So what you do, how you accomplish what you do with who you're doing with has to be a part of that, because then we have no way of quantifying value.
I think the I'll give this to you and give this to you is the part that irritates me.
Right.
Go